Running effective performance reviews for your apprentice can be the difference between a 35% chance of dropout compared to just a 5% chance. As a mentor or a manager, it's your responsibility to make sure that the reviews that you're running with your apprentice go beyond just what's happening on their learning journey or within their training environment, and to make sure that they actually are valuable for both you, the apprentice, and the business. In this video, I'm going to talk through how to prepare for a performance review, how to conduct a performance review, and what to do in terms of follow-up after a performance review. Before we go into the practical steps, I first want to look at the purpose of a performance review, because if you don't understand why you're doing them, it's going to be really hard to make sure they're valuable and effective. Performance reviews allow you to understand and improve your apprentice's performance, the chance of success when it comes to endpoint assessment, but also their motivation and their goals. By doing this, you can support the apprentice reach their potential, but also reduce the risk of dropouts. You can also then educate and advocate for the apprenticeship within the wider team. The process that I'm going to outline now is exactly what we use here at Apprenticeship Central with our clients. This review cycle, plus our continued support, has not only led to the successful graduation of countless apprentices, but it's also seen a reduction in dropout rate of over 7 times the national average. So we know this works. Prior to the meeting, you're going to want to collect the necessary documents and feedback that you're going to need in order for the review. We pull everything the training provider has: block reports, tutor comments, attendance, off-the-job status, any visit notes, anything that shows pace and risk. We then speak to someone at the training provider directly, because the written report rarely tells the whole picture. Once we've got this, we then get a quick view from the workplace, and that's typically from the mentor. This goes beyond simple statements like "they're doing good," and instead we actually want a proper conversation to understand progress, concerns, and attitudes. The more context we get, the better here we can understand the situation and actually provide the right levels of support. At this point, we chat to the apprentice and get a feel of things that are actually happening for them. So we ask them questions like, how are things going? What's preventing your progress right now? What things are you struggling with? And if you could have more support, what would be really beneficial to your journey? When it comes to the review itself, we want a few key people to be in the room. Typically, it would be just the apprentice and the mentor, but sometimes these reviews do involve the manager, because it's really important that the business is involved and it's not just left to the training provider. Point 1, start with the goal, and not just the college or the training provider goal, or a goal that's aligned to completing their modules, but a goal that actually has meaning in the workplace. If we don't review our goals and show progression, we can lose track. We've run through the importance of goals in this video. Now, point 2, what's working? We like to get specific quickly, because confidence matters and it shows you what to repeat. So number 3, what's not working yet? This is where external businesses like Apprenticeship Central can be really useful, because it's not personal. Instead, what we're focusing on is the practical. We'll pressure test things like, is the apprentice behind because of the actual standard, or is it potentially in their setup, not having access to a laptop, not having dedicated time to work, or not getting the right environment in which to complete their coursework? Are they struggling at college because of something that happened on block, or is it travel and routine and wiping them out? Are they underperforming, or are they just unclear on what good looks like in this workshop? Number 4, the blockers. So we then surface the stuff that usually gets missed because no one's really taken responsibility for it, or it hasn't been noted or documented anywhere. Things like behavioural issues or bullying at block report, kit being missed or mismanaged, the mentor not having time, or the apprentice going quiet because actually they think they're the problem. Without regular and effective performance reviews, all of this gets missed, and this is what leads to dropouts. Number 5, a short plan, but with ownership. We don't just leave it as we'll keep an eye on things. We need to turn this review into action. List out what changes, add responsibility and add timescales, and give the apprentice visibility and commitment from your side that things are changing. Number 6, reset the cadence. Now, if everything's working brilliantly, keep your reviews to monthly or quarterly. But if you identify risk, these reviews need to be brought forward. It's vital that everyone's sitting down and having these conversations early to prevent longer term issues, things snowballing, or the dropouts. Just before we get into the most important bit of the performance review, the follow-up, I just wanted to let you know that all of the things we're talking about here, along with recruitment, retention support, and safeguarding services, that's what Apprenticeship Central do. We're an external support for the automotive industry with proven systems and a specialist team who make sure that your apprenticeship setup works successfully, but also that we're setting these apprentices up for the best chance of success when it comes to their endpoint assessment. We also make sure they qualify, yes, but then they stay with you and become brilliant long-term team members. If you're an automotive automotive employer that wants to join the hundreds of others across the UK that are systemising their apprenticeship programmes, then click the link below. Now, the follow-up is making sure that this all sticks, because if a review is just written down and never actioned, well, then everyone forgets about it when things get busy. So if you've made it to the end of the video, here are the 3 things that you need to do in order to make the follow-up effective. Send a tight summary. What's going well? What needs fixing? What the next 30 to 90 days look like? What the actions are? And importantly, who are the owners? Keep a simple risk review so that patterns don't get missed. And this is especially important across multiple sites. Follow up through the regular check-ins, and if something feels off, escalate early rather than hoping it's going to sort itself out. Now, there's a deep part to a successful apprenticeship that goes beyond just the performance reviews themselves, and that's the apprentice candidate. If you take on the wrong apprentice, you're signing yourself up to potentially a 3-year program that's really hard to unwind. We've created a video outlining the exact recruitment process that we use to find automotive businesses brilliant talent. Click the video on the screen to watch.